Glorious morning. So grateful to be alive. I have breath in my body, and the ability to make new choices, create new outcomes. Today we'll be moving with consistency. Let's begin with some circles in the body. Let's begin warming up, lubricating the joints. Macy baby. Hey, hey, good girl. Leave it. You have a little bone out here. Reverse your wrist circles. Here. Here. Share your bone, baby. Pinch your bone. There you go. And let's move to the elbows. And reverse. And let's go with circles. We'll go forward with palms facing down. Breathing. Consistency is what you do repeatedly, right? And what we do repeatedly is what shows up the most. And turn the palms up. So if we mostly eat junk food, what we consistently eat becomes the cells of our body. Becomes our body. How we position our body most of the time becomes the shape it takes. And let's make bigger circles with the shoulders, alternating. Breathing. And the same is true of our lives. What we do the most and what we focus on the most becomes our reality. And forward. And then let's bring our arms up and pull them back. So here, pulling them back behind our face. I'm not pulling my hands back first or my elbows back first, but both at the same time. Opening the chest, opening the shoulders, opening, engaging the upper back. And then let's reach and reach. Reach, reach, breathing, breathing. And so the great thing about this is we get to choose what we focus on, choose what we eat, choose what we do. So we're always making choice about what our body becomes, about what our life becomes, about who we become. And then let's take our palms and put them together and then pull them back. Put them together, press with some pressure, squeezing the chest to press the palms, and then open. Press and open. Press and open. Press and open. Press and open. And then let's do little teeny sexy circles. We're just creating some synovial fluid, lubricating, reverse the circles. And slow them down to make them more complete. And then let's make them bigger. If you're keeping the hips square to the front. So I began today with these circles because this is something that most people can do consistently. And you can tell whether or not you're getting better by how it feels, by your range increasing. Whatever we measure, we can adjust with more accuracy. So if we do something different every day and only do something different every day and nothing the same, we don't have any data to determine what happened that created the outcomes we received. So this is why I am giving you so many options for what you can ultimately use to create your own practice. And then let's do ankle circles. So, okay, I'll lower the camera so you can see. I'm just gonna go up onto the ball of the foot, and then I will keep the camera there because we're going to the floor today. So you'll just make circles with the ankle, like so, big circles. You can slow it down, get all of the toes involved. Like so. Many of you would rather see Macy than me, which is totally understandable. She is extremely adorable. Switch legs. Breathe and reverse. And then we need to either move Macy or I need to use her blanket. I think I'm just going to do the easier thing. Path of least resistance is I switch to the blanket and she gets the mat. Yeah. So we're going to lay down on our backs and one at a time bring your knees into your chest and just do some gentle rocks. And then you can put your feet back down to the floor. The thing is, she wants to be wherever I am, right? Doesn't matter where I go. I'm gonna slyly slip. Oh boy. I know, baby, but that makes so much noise that people won't be able to hear me. Let go, baby. Let go. Here. You can have this. You can have this. Big lammy. Big lammy. There you go. There you go. Okay. So once you've done that, let's come to a seated position and begin our body scan. So let's just close our eyes or bring them to a gentle gaze. And begin scanning either direction from toe to head or head to toe. Breathing, just noticing. What can you sense? Temperature, movement, tightness, expansiveness. Do you see colors? What can you sense? Make your way all the way down or all the way up. And once you have what you can sense, we'll just acknowledge it, not trying to change it, just acknowledging. And let's set the intention to have the best session possible. And we'll begin with some gentle stretching as moving slowly into a routine. We'll begin again on our backs with our knees and our chest and gentle rocking. The body has done this before, so it should seem a little bit more familiar than the first time. There is a rhyme and a reason for all things done with intention. And then we'll drop one leg down to the floor, keeping the legs slightly turned in so that the toes face upward on the long leg. And we'll do ankle circles on the leg that's pulled in. So if you're someone who likes to move into things in a progressive way, which most of us are. Most of us prefer to have cycles, acknowledged progression being part of a cycle, where you don't just jump from 0 to 1,000, but you go from 0 to 1. This is a fantastic routine that you can begin to do where you're just moving slowly. You were in a horizontal position, sleeping, most likely, and now we're in a horizontal position again, even with our eyes closed, feeling inside our bodies, making circles with our ankles. Get down, baby, get down, get down. Baby, I know, get down, get down. Good girl. And switch legs. Pull the other leg in, other leg out. Macy, love. She's extra curious these days. What are you doing, baby? Come on, baby. Macy, Macy. Hey, hey. Out, out, out. Come on, out, out. Okay, and then lay down. Okay, which leg was I doing? I was doing this one. No, no, baby. Oh my goodness. So ankle circles. You can do this with one hand if you too have a puppy who wants to be in your entire world all the time. I know, honey. I know. I know. Go lay down. Go lay down. Oh, big paw on my throat. Go lay down. Lay down. Over here. No. And then let's bring both knees up and slowly bring one at a time to the same side. Keeping your chest facing the ceiling so that the center of your chest is lined up with your top hip. Macy, Macy, stop, stop, stop. No. We're just gonna hold this and breathe. Macy, no, no, stop, no, no, no. So our hips tend to get pretty tight from the things we do consistently, like sitting and standing. Fixed positionality tends to be the thing that creates our body's shape the most, because it's the thing we tend to do the most in a society where we have the most convenience of any time period in history. Keep breathing. Macy. Out. Macy. Out. You're going to go in the crate. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Just keep breathing. And now she's going to lay down. Okay. Come on. Let's go. Out. will be right back. I'm gonna put her in. Let's go. Come on, sweetheart. Okay. Gonna get on the couch now. All right. So she opted for the couch instead of the crate. When given options, I know she has a preference. And as soon as I come back in, she's back on me. This is what happened. So I'm going to make the hard choice and have her get all the way into the crate. Baby, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Good girl. Yeah. I'll be back, okay, baby? I'll be back. All right. Some days the love is relentless. It is relentless. Okay. So we're on the other side now, one at a time. So your legs start up, and one at a time, bring them to one side. And it's pretty normal to have one side that is either more mobile or feels better. And just notice that and be aware of what's present for you. Breathe into any tightness. Breath can expand the body, not just the ribs and the lungs, but any area that you bring focus to can be expanded with the breath. And bring it up, and other side again. If you'd like, you can open the arms to make a T at the upper body, and do make sure that you're centered, so your center of your chest is aligned with the hip. You may need to make a small adjustment with the torso. And the height of the knees can be adjusted. Some may find that there's the greatest amount of resistance in the hips when they're at 90 degrees. Some may feel like the resistance is slightly below that, or a little bit bigger yet, meaning the knees are more toward the feet. You might decide that all 3 or 4 or 5 places where you lower the knees like a clock down to all the way down to just before 6. If my head is 12. Is appropriate for your body or needed or feels good to do. You can change the angle of the knees as needed. Breathing is the consistent factor here. Breathing. You can even add some ankle circles in this position. And some self-touch. Self-touch is another way that we release. So all the things we're doing could be considered somatic release, especially when facilitated with the breath. Deeper healing requires a change to the structure to create permanent change. Release gives you space. So as we move our breath, our body, our hands, our tissue with our hands, we create space. And now let's switch to the other side. So one leg at a time, coming back up and then down to the other side. Again, using the breath, center the chest, even with the hip, and adjust the angle of the knees as your body prefers to get the most out of this position. Breathing, using self-touch to find any places of tension. Focus, even focused touch changes things. You often don't need a lot of pressure, just focus. Just as we don't often need a lot of force in our lives, just focus. And a shift in focus will create a shift in our results. And when you sense a change, I have a greater degree of range, return to center. And then we'll put the feet on the floor, separate the feet now. And we'll again drop slowly both knees to one side. Breathing into the hips. My knee is in alignment with my hip and my back knee. So the trail leg. And we're breathing into the belly, expanding that breath into the hips. You can use sound. To further foster relief. And now when we exit this position, we want to squeeze the glute of the back leg to help facilitate lifting, protect the tissues of the knee, and let the legs go to the other side. Again, breathing. Any tension you feel, you can use your touch and your breath to facilitate release. Release gives us space. Space gives us clarity. And I feel complete here, so I'll engage the back glute, lifting the knees. And now that we have more space in the hips, we'll now move to bringing integrity there. So we'll use our minds to create tension in both glutes, activation. They're turning on. We're not lifting yet, we're just turning on, telling the body what we're about to do. Making connection through the feet. Shoulder blades are gently pulling down toward the floor to give us a nice foundation. As we start to squeeze more intensely, the hips will rise. And breathing in this opened hip position. Shoulders gently activated behind us. It's not about height here. The higher you go, the more back you'll recruit. So just go to the height where the glutes feel like they're at near maximum contraction. And then slowly return to the floor, keeping the glutes on until you reach the surface. And then slowly let the activation go. Feel the glutes expanding. And we'll do again a contraction. Use your brain, focus, and squeeze and rise. Shoulder blades gently connected, creating a foundation. If you find it easier to create that foundation by putting your hands down, you may. I prefer to have my hands here to facilitate a biofeedback to my breath. Breathing into the belly. Increasing the intensity of the contraction only. I have no tension anywhere but in the glutes and the shoulder blades. My neck is relaxed, my jaw is relaxed, my feet are connected. And slowly returning the hips to the floor with the glutes on. Any amount of raise of the hips is extension of the hips, so the glutes should be able to remain contracted. If it's not something that you're able to do, keeping the glutes onto the floor, it's also likely something that's reactivate and rise you're not able to do when you're walking, because every step should extend the hips when you walk. So if you have trouble keeping contraction on from here down, at any place you lose contraction, you want to more consistently work on activating in that range to maintain optimal activation of the glutes when locomoting or walking. And return to the ground. And you might find that one glute feels more integral than the other. Just give a little focus to where you feel there is a lack of integrity. And let's do one more, bringing attention to the glutes, turning them on, shoulder blades gently contracted. Use them together to create a foundation of a hip extension. Focusing on the glutes, connecting that feeling in the glutes to the heels. Toes are gently connected to the floor. And return your hips to the ground, keeping the glutes on until you reach the floor, and then slowly letting them go. Great. And then let's move to our deep core integrity. Legs are up, arms are up, and we'll go opposite limbs, slowly moving away from each other, only as far as you're able to maintain integrity in the belly and the low back. You might end up here, or here, or here. Use your best judgment for where your body is able to move with integrity. Reaching, and then squeeze the belly to bring the limbs back to start. Feet are gently above the knees, so if they're hanging, you'll feel less activation in the core, slightly above, and if your knees are out, you'll feel less activation. Keep the knees parallel and the ankles parallel. And then move the other limbs opposite each other. Breathing. This is about integrity, the structural integrity. You can gently pull the belly button in if you're having trouble controlling your lumbar, your low back. And squeeze the belly to bring the legs back in. We'll do one more each side. And elongate. Gently pull the belly button in. Flatten the back a little just to create good integrity if you don't have it. Take the knees and gently fold them toward each other. Create integrity. And squeeze back up. Last one. Breathing. And squeeze back up. Excellent. And put your feet down. And finally, we'll put the soles of our feet together and allow the hips just to open. Breathing here. If you feel like you're creating a big arch in the lumbar, move your upper body away. Gently tilt the pelvis so that the back goes more flat, and then slowly release it very slowly so that you maintain some of the neutrality. And breathe. Relax your neck. Let go of any tension in your face. See if you can let go of all tension in the hips. Just allowing the knees to be open. Breathing. And now separate the feet about 6 inches. You're going to press gently down into the sides of the feet and the heels, turning the glutes on again. And here we're just creating some gentle contraction, pulling the shoulder blades together gently again, and using that to lift. Squeezing. Breathing. Keeping the contraction in both sides of your butt cheeks. Slowly return to the ground. If there's any places of tension, just use your fingers to massage any tension away, any gripping, any unneeded tension, and let the knees fall open more. Breathing. If you need to readjust the pelvis to create a more flat back, do so. Let's go again one more time. Contacting the heels and the sides of the feet with the ground, turning the glutes on before we rise, and then lifting. Shoulder blades gently on. And then slowly return to the floor. Turn on the adductors here, the inner thighs, and squeeze them together, pressing them gently together. In this position, we'll turn the glutes on and use them to come up and back down. Keep the glutes on until you reach the floor. Slowly relax them. Pressing the knees together, create adduction, activation, and squeeze the glutes and rise. Breathe. Pressing the legs together, shoulder blades together. And return to the floor. And last one, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the legs together, using them to elevate. Shoulder blades coming together behind you. Keep pressing the legs together and down. And let's come up. We can roll to the side and come back to seating, a seated position. So that is a wonderful integrity builder for your lower body to begin your day with a strong foundation of muscle activation in the glutes. And if you were going to do something consistently, I would say consistently create integrity in the muscles of the hips and the core. And I would add the feet to that, which I haven't shared with you, but you could research it if you're inclined to do that before I do. But certainly the hips and the core. The hips are part of the core, but I say hips and core because most people think of the abdomen as the core. So I'll say hips and core. The core actually runs from your sternum to actually below your hip flexors, 360. So just know that that's what I mean when I say core, all the way around. Core, where you wore a corset, right? Core. So let us conclude our day with some breath. We'll do a 4 count in, a hold for 4, and a 4 count out. Let's begin together, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Repeat on your own 2 more times. Inhaling for 4, Holding for 4. Exhaling for 4. Repeat. Let's do one more for good measure. Inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhaling through the mouth for 4. And from this sense of clarity and integrity in the body, what do you intend today? How do you intend to show up? How would you like people to feel? How would you like to feel when you're with you today? Centered, a felt sense of wholeness is what I'm getting. Yes. And if you'd like to take the next 69 seconds to 3 minutes to visualize what you're creating in life, I invite you to do so now. And I will say and bid you farewell until tomorrow. Until then, tap in, rise up, and have a powerful day.